It's why if you look at all the range data from all the players at the 2025 Ryder Cup, there are players with lower ball speeds, but who hit the ball further. And you could see that same thing play out in competition. Here's an even more specific example. Let's say there are two golfers who each have an average ball speed of 180 miles per hour. Let's say golfer A hits 2 degrees down on the ball, which is pretty common, and creates a little more spin. The furthest that golfer could possibly hit the ball is 290 yards of carry. Golfer B is a knuckle bomber. He hits 2 degrees up on the ball and puts 10% less backspin on the golf ball because of it. The furthest he could possibly hit the ball is 298 yards. That is 8 extra yards. And someone like Rory McIlroy hits more like 4 to 5 degrees up on the golf ball. The furthest he could carry the golf ball is 301 yards. That's 11 yards further than the first guy, which, if you do the strokes gained math, is about 0.25 strokes gained per drive. That means the knuckle bomber gains a full stroke over the other guy for every 4 drives they hit, even though they have the exact same ball speed. All because of the physics of launch and spin. Okay, so you're sold on knuckle bombs being awesome. The next question now is, how do I actually hit one? Fundamentally, and in theory, it's pretty simple. You've got to hit up on the ball with your driver. You have to tee the ball up high, at least half the ball above the top of the driver, because that's what gives the club head room to rise into the ball.
It's as simple as this, and I say it all the time. Just try it out on a driving range. Just test it. Put that tee half an inch higher, and you're going to look at that and go, there's no way I'm going to top the ball. There's no way. And all of a sudden, you're going to hit shots and go, wow, that was amazing. Especially for 70-80% of golfers who come over the top and hit down on the ball. Raising that ball up on the face can get you an extra 15 yards if you're hitting it on the lower third of the club face. And the beauty of this hack, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to have any swing tips or anything. Just raise it vertically on the face.
It's also why you can't hit up on the ball with an iron, because the ground is in the way. Hitting up on the ball also means the low point of your golf swing needs to happen before the club head hits the ball. That's why it's so important to play the ball forward in your stance. That way the club goes down, then rises again as it hits the ball. Add in a driver that's properly fit for you, and voila, you have knuckle bombs. Now, a slight wrinkle here is that it's essential in the golf swing to shift your weight forward towards the target. If you don't, you're just leaking a huge amount of power. A lot of amateurs fall into the trap of hitting up on the ball, which is good, but not shifting their weight forward while they do it, which is bad. Their weight stays pretty even across both feet at impact, so they start throwing and flipping the club instead of using the power of their entire body. In other words, they're cheating this really important move. They're getting half of it right, but in exchange for the other half. You may be able to get away with this with your driver, falling back onto your right foot, but it can make hitting iron shots really difficult. And if you struggle with duck hooks and drop kicks, this is probably why. This is actually something I struggle with in my own golf swing. I don't get to my left side early enough, and you can see that I'm hanging back a little on my right side. So I end up flipping my hands instead of using the full force of my body. Yes, I can hit up on the ball with my driver, but this flipping can cause headaches in my iron game. Pros avoid this trap with a very specific move. As they approach the top of their backswing, they begin falling into their left leg. Notice how much Rory's left leg bends right here. He's really pressing his whole weight into the ground. That's what helps him shift his weight towards the target. Then as he pushes back off the ground with his left leg later in his swing, that tilts his upper body back, away from the target. Now he's got the best of both worlds. He has the momentum of his body shifting his weight forward, but he's using the ground to reorientate his body so he can still hit up on the ball. Instead of hanging back and flipping, he's pushing and then pulling. Here's Titleist staff member Joe Plecker explaining a drill you can do to feel this move.
You're just practicing the forces and the timing. So as you get the weight of the club below your hands and you hold the grip again, make a full swing, fall, back away and up, and you'll feel speed. Do this a few times to get the timing of it, and then run through a full swing.
And throughout all of this, if you're wondering, why do I need any backspin? The higher the launch, the lower the backspin, the better, right? I'm so glad you asked, but that's actually not true. You see, there's a sweet spot. That's what that chart from Ping earlier was showing. The optimal combination of launch and spin for maximum distance. A ball without spin wouldn't stay in the air. For pros, spin in many ways is control. When you start living on the fine line of swinging more and more up, chasing higher and higher launch with less and less spin, your knuckle bombs become uncontrollable. That was the issue Bryson was struggling with his whole driver sucks controversy a few years ago.
Now, driver sucks. It's not a good face for me, and we're still trying to figure out how to make it good on the miss hits.
He was hitting so up on the ball with so little spin that even the slightest mishit on the toe would inch his spin down to uncontrollable levels. Like an engine that runs too hot then explodes, his knuckle bombs were turning from power draws into dive bomb hooks. Again, as we said up front, it's a balance. Finding the launch and spin combination that you can repeat. If you can get into that higher launch, lower spin optimal zone by teeing it up high, hitting up on the ball the right way, and adding in a properly fit driver, you'll have your knuckle bombs. Whether you're doing it 180 miles per hour or 150 mile per hour ball speed, it doesn't really matter. The basics are the same. You'll be squeezing maximum distance out of your swing by hitting the kind of drives that every type of golfer dreams of.